When did the I crave attention kid go way too far? I worked at a restaurant downtown over the summer, and there was this girl named Sarah who constantly needed to be the center of attention. Every shift, she had a new dramatic story. If she dropped a drink tray, the busboy bumped her. Forgot to put in an order, the kitchen staff distracted her. Got a bad tip, clearly the customer was sexist, racist, or just mean. Sarah didn't make mistakes, everyone else did. She'd cry in the break room, corner coworkers with her sob stories, and act like she was the unluckiest person alive. She thrived on sympathy and had a way of making you feel awful if you didn't give it to her. But last Tuesday during the lunch rush, she crossed a line that changed everything. We were slam-a-devery table full, tickets piling up, and Sarah was working the front section. Out of nowhere, she starts screaming at the top of her lungs. Not like angry yelling, I'm talking full-on horror movie shrieking. Everyone froze. She was pointing at this middle-aged guy sitting at table 12, just quietly eating his burger. He grabbed me, she screamed. He touched my arm. I was just bringing him napkins and he grabbed me. The entire restaurant went dead silent. Every customer, every employee, everyone just froze and stared. The businessman looked absolutely mortified. He kept saying, I swear I didn't touch her. I just asked for dry napkins, mine were wet from my drink. But Sarah wouldn't stop. She sat down sobbing, saying she felt violated and unsafe. I can't believe this happened to me, she cried. This pervert just grabbed me in the middle of my shift. Our manager Dave immediately called the police while trying to calm Sarah down. The poor businessman kept insisting he'd never touched her, that he'd barely even looked up from his phone. But with Sarah's Oscar-worthy performance, who was going to believe him? When the police arrived, they interviewed everyone. Sarah, the businessman, other customers, staff members. Sarah gave this incredibly detailed account about how he'd grabbed her wrist and made inappropriate comments. She even had what looked like red marks on her arm that she claimed were from his grip. The businessman was practically crying at this point, begging people to believe him. Sarah's story spread like wildfire. People were posting on Facebook and Twitter, tagging the restaurant and using number table 12 creep. His reputation was being destroyed in real time on social media. That guy's life started falling apart, and then Dave pulled up the security footage. We have cameras covering almost every angle in the dining room, and thankfully, table 12 had a clear view. Just a few days before, one of the cameras had stopped working, so Dave had replaced it with a new one. We didn't think much of it at the time, but if he hadn't, there wouldn't have been any footage of table 12. No proof, just her word against his. Everyone squeezed into Dave's office to watch. It showed Sarah walking over to the table, setting down the napkins. The man thanked Urberly, looked up from his phone. She turned, walked away, and everything was normal. Until about 30 seconds later, when she suddenly spun around, pointed, and started screaming. No contact, no grabbing, not even eye contact. She made the whole thing up. She'd faked the entire incident because she was upset about getting stiffed on a tip from another table. She wanted sympathy. She wanted to feel important, and she nearly destroyed a man's life to get it. The police arrested her for filing a false report, but the damage was already done. People had already picked a side online, and some didn't care about the truth. The man ended up taking a leave of absence from work. His marriage barely survived. He told Dave he didn't feel safe going out to eat anymore. And all of it, every bit of it, started with Sarah's need to be a victim. After Sarah was arrested, she never came back to work. Word got around fast other local restaurants blacklisted her, but it didn't matter. Her damage was already done. The guy from table 12 never pressed charges, said he just wanted to move on and forget it happened, but I doubt he ever really will. One random lunch, one lie, and his whole world almost collapsed. All because Sarah needed the spotlight so badly, she set fire to a stranger's life just to feel seen. And the scariest part, if that camera had been broken, she would have gotten away with all of it.